Good morning, children. Welcome back again to the new class, revision class. Children, in a previous class, we discussed about the making of Indian Constitution. And I had told you that as we have discussed in the previous video regarding regarding Constitution of South Africa, once again I am repeating that portion has been deleted. It has been excluded from your syllabus. So please, if you are doing the revision, if you have made notes also, just for a knowledge purpose, it is good. But for examination point of view, that chapter is not going to come in your exams. Okay? So don't just you write in your notes. If you've written also, you don't consider it that questions will come from that portion in your exam. So, we discussed in a previous class about our constitution, how it was made, and under what difficult circumstances our constitution started. We also discussed about what did Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel do to unite the princely states with India. We also discussed that what is constitution and why do we need a constitution. And we discussed the connectivity between democratic country and constitution. A non-democratic country, they can say that if constitution is not there, they can continue, they can rule the country. It is not compulsory for them because where democracy is not there, the monarch, that is king, the dictator, they are only the constitution. Okay, whatever they say, that will happen in the country. But in case of democratic country, certain rules and regulations are there, certain policy and programs are there. People should know what they have to do, what they don't have to do. People should know what are their fundamental rights and duties, isn't it? And for that purpose, we need a constitution. So we started that our constitution was not made in one day. The draft of a constitution was being prepared from many years before independence because our leaders knew that a day will come that Britishers will leave the country. They have to leave the country due to the efforts done by the freedom fighters, the revolution of the freedom fighters. So various leaders like Motilal Nehru, after that Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and different leaders, they started drafting the constitution. They started, they just started discussing in the meetings held in Karachi session, in Lahore session, in 1931, in 1928. Decisions were taken that what points will be included in the constitution. But children, as constitution was made for the whole country, no single leader took the responsibility of making the constitution alone. They thought that if constitution of a country is made, it should be made by the advice, by the viewpoints of the common people of the country. But as we know that it is not possible that each and every people of the country can go and then make the constitution and sit together, though the advice of different people were taken. So it was decided that assembly should be there, a body should be made which would represent the people of India. And this was done. And Constituent Assembly is the representative, is a body which was formed by representative of the common people of the country. So children, the Britishers, when they were ruling the country, they also did elections in our country. Though that elections were not truly based on universal adult franchise, but elections were there. And in that election, provisional assemblies, like today Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha is there now. At that time, provisional assemblies were there. And these provisional assemblies, they were given the work of making a constituent assembly. And they did this job in a very fine way. What they did? They elected the representatives from all the states of our country which were there at that time according to their population. And different representatives, they came, they did a meeting for a long 3 years, isn't it? And in that, with different gaps. And in that meetings, discussions were done, debates were done, everyone was asked, and everyone's advice was taken. Everyone just discussed each and everything. And this Constituent Assembly was headed by, the head of drafting committee was Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. He was the head. But he alone did not make our Indian constitution. Along with Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, the elected representatives, which was done by provisional assembly, they also sat together and they discussed and debated in each and every point. For example, what should be the fundamental rights, what should be the fundamental duties, how elections should be held, how federalism should be practiced, what will be the language policy, and each and every minute things was discussed and debated, and this debate has been converted into 12 bulky volumes which is still present in our country, and these are known as constitutional debates. And like this a constitution was made. And our constitution, they took many things, many views from the constitution of various countries like USA, Britain, Russia. The ideology of socialism was taken from Russia, USSR. The ideology of parliamentary democracy was taken from Britain like this, and various from various other countries. That doesn't mean that we imitated the constitution of different countries. We just took the best point of the constitution and we implemented in a constitution on our own basis. So we did not imitate anyone's constitution. We just took various points from them and we just included in a constitution on our condition. So like this, our constitution was framed by the efforts of Constituent Assembly, and Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar was the head of drafting committee, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad was chairman of Constituent Assembly, was president of Constituent Assembly. So like this, our constitution was made. So this in brief we have discussed about the making of our constitution. Okay, and now after this, one more important point which mostly comes in exam, as we are revising the chapter, we are taking all the points in brief because already I have explained each and every point in detail in my previous video. So this is just a revision lecture, and this we will revise and then I will tell you which type of questions mostly come from this part. Now after this, we'll discuss about the preamble. Now what is preamble? Preamble is the introductory part of a constitution. It is the introduction to a constitution. Once you see the preamble, you can know just that what is there in a constitution, on what basis a constitution is made. It is introduction to a constitution. It throws the light on the guiding values of a constitution. And that's why preamble is known as heart and soul of a constitution. By reading the constitution at a glance, you can know on what basis a constitution is made. And in this preamble, various ideologies or values or philosophy of our constitutions are mentioned. And these philosophies we will discuss in short. The different philosophies this you are learning from the previous classes, from the junior classes, and these philosophies are, first is, just we'll discuss in short, whatever secularism. India is a secular state. Secular means India, there is no state religion. Like Sri Lanka, Sinhalese is the religion, as you know. In China, the religion followed is Buddhism, but in India, there is no state religion. Our government gives respect to all the religion, and every religion has got the right to profess and practice their own religion. No religious education is given in any school. So this is known as secularism, sovereign. India is a sovereign country. That means now we don't have to depend on other countries for our decisions. We can take our decisions on our own. Just you see in past, Britishers took all the decisions. But now our leaders, our prime minister, our chief ministers, they can take their own decisions. Our foreign policies are made by our own. Nobody can interfere. So India is a sovereign country. Now India is a republic country. Republic means now the head of the country, he becomes head. He is not a hereditary ruler, but he or she is been elected by election. This is known as republic. Now democracy, this is also very simple. In India, democratic form of government is there. Elections are conducted every 5 years. The representatives, MLA and MPs, they are not selected but they are elected. And the majority party leader becomes the prime minister of our country. And everything is done on will and wish of common people. And that is why we can say that India is a democratic country. Then equality. In our country, it is mentioned in our constitution that equality will be there. Nobody will be discriminated on the basis of caste, creed and color. Everyone will be treated equal. This is also one of the philosophy. Then after equality, fraternity. It is mentioned in our constitution. It is a philosophy that all the people of our country will live peacefully with each other. They will follow the policy of brotherhood. They will have brotherly relation with each other. Nobody will be enemy with each other. Everyone will unite themselves and work for the development of the country and live in peace and harmony. So liberty, equality, all these are the philosophy, fraternity, secularism. So these are the various philosophies on which our constitution is based, or these are the various philosophies which is mentioned in the preamble. So this is what is preamble and on what philosophies our preamble is based. Now after that we'll discuss the last part of the lesson, that is constitutional design. So whatever is mentioned in our constitution, institutional design, this is not just mere piece of paper. That just paper, it is written in the paper and nobody has to follow it. Whatever is mentioned in the constitution, each and every institution has to follow. Suppose it is mentioned that like this elections of chief minister will be done, like this elections in state will be held. These are the function of election commission. Like this prime minister will be elected. These are the fundamental rights. These are the fundamental duties. Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, these are the members. How many constituencies are there? That means each and everything which is mentioned in the constitution, everyone has to follow it. It is incubated, it is inculcated in all the institutions. The institutions of our country, the organizations of our country, either judiciary, legislature or parliament, they have to work according to the things which are mentioned in a constitution. So this is known as institutional design. It is not just like a novel or a storybook. Whatever is written, it is rule of law, and every institution, every person, either he is a prime minister or chief minister or everyone has to follow it. So this is known as institutional design. So by this point, we have completed the revision of this lesson. Once again, we'll summarize what we have revised. In my first video, we had revised what is our constitution, defined constitution, and why do we need constitution. Then we discussed about the making of the Indian constitution, the people, those who were involved in making of the constitution. Then we discussed about what are functions of constitution, when we discussed what is preamble, what are the philosophies that are mentioned in our constitution, what is importance of preamble, and then lastly we discussed about institutional design. So in my last part we'll discuss which type of questions come from this lesson. The questions like define constitution and why do we need constitution? This is very important question. Then a question can come, discuss the connectivity between democracy and constitution. Then a question can also come that discuss in brief the making of Indian constitution. In that you have to discuss everything. Then a short question can come, under what difficult circumstances our constitution was formed, or what were the difficult circumstances faced by the framers of our Indian constitution. In that already I have taught you what to write. Then a question can come, what is preamble, and discuss philosophies we have discussed just now. Then again a question can come, write a short note on institutional design, how whatever is mentioned in the constitution is inculcated in the institution. So today we have finished the revision of the lesson, and I have also discussed which type of questions come from this lesson. So today we have completed the total revision of the lesson. Your work will be, you have to write in a revision copy whatever discussion we have done, whatever questions I have mentioned, you have to write the answers in your homework copy. Once again, if you have written also, you write once again so that you can memorize. And at least you form 20 short multiple choice questions. So we'll then continue with the next chapter in the next video. Thank you.